to the board of the day. I am Ruby the reindeer and this is
Whoopatube.
Hello. So this is take 2 of the board of the day. It could be that you're just bored of the day and you need something to do, or it could be the actual setup layout on the table. Can you please stop banging the table with your leg?
Yes,
So-
and I'll also raise the microphone
Why?
because then we can be heard better.
Okay,
It's
fine
nice.
then.
Yeah.
So, board of the day. This has to do with Dominion, and Dominion is a card game, a deck building game, which we all love dearly. We play with the nameless Dada. Often,
Still nameless.
After a
After a
year. So we play together, often as a 3-player version, and we love Dominion with 3 people because it gives the opportunity to play. A sociable game where there's interaction between players, but it also means that you don't have to wait for a lifetime for your next turn, which you do if you have tons of players playing
And
Dominion.
which you do if you have the nameless Dada in the game and he's got a lot of cards and he uses a lot of time in his turn. So still our 3-player games go longer than what they're intended to be.
Quite
Normally.
possibly. But so anyway, so we started out with the base game about 350 games ago, and then the base game got a bit boring, and then we expanded and extended our collection of Dominion boxes, and now we have 10 since last week when we got the guilds from Tampere, which is a town in Finland, in kind of mid-southern part of Finland. And it's got a quite a nice and quirky, tiny and packed full of games type of board game shop, and that's where we went to last week and got the guilds. And now the board of the day for today has 1 card from each of the boxes that we have, which means that it's got the base game and 9 expansions. So we have, if you're familiar with Dominion, it's a deck building card game.
You said that already.
Yes, just to remind people, because it's nice. And for each card you can get more cards, or you can get actions that you can do, or the cards are all different, and if you can mix and match quite nicely between the expansions. Yes. So for today's board, that we decided we had 1 card from each of the boxes that we have, 1 from the base game, and then a ton of others from other expansions. Yeah.
That's fun.
Maybe we should explain to people what kind of cards we chose for this round. We have...
So actually, before we talk about these cards, I also want to point out that this version of the game was basically based around making your deck as compact and as useful as possible, and then just filling it up with points and winning the game.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like the strategy we had.
It was really... what I loved about this specific set of cards was that it was really easy to kind of prune your deck so that it's
Make your deck
compact.
a prune.
No, pruning is when you have weeds in your garden, and then you need specific plants to grow, and then you weed out the other, prune out the other things.
Yes.
Instead of turning them into prunes. So it was really easy to kind of to transform your deck and your hand into something that's useful, and it doesn't have anything extra in it. And that's why these cards, you might want to try them out if you have
Tons of expansions.
if you
and
have
a
tons of
promo card.
expansions. So we had the junk dealer. These cards are in Finnish, so it's Romukauppias in Finnish, but the junk dealer, it's from the Dark Ages expansion. And this one allows you to take 1 card, do 1 more action, and get 1 more 1 more money, 1 more piece of money. So it's worth
coin.
1 more coin. And then
Actually,
also,
it's not a
what you
coin,
need
but
to do
yeah.
is you need to destroy a card from your hand, or just like
Put a card from your hand to the trash pile.
trash
That's,
pile.
I guess.
Yes, cool. So junk dealer worth 5 coins,
Yeah.
and then
I've already got the card.
yes, but I'm
Yeah.
taking the next one.
Yeah. Then we have the Haunted Woods
Can you
from
please show it to the
from
camera?
Adventures, and it is a sort of like it's a continuous card, so you save it to your next turn as well. And whenever basically when you play it, you place it to the side. You place it aside. That way is that it's on your table for the next round of turns, and then within that round of turns before your next turn, whenever someone buys a card, they put their cards in their hand on top of their deck in the order that they wish, and then on the start of your next turn you gain 3 cards.
So essentially, for all the other people in the game, it means that once you've placed all your actions and the cards that are useful on the table, and you've spent all your money, all you're left with is the rubbish that you don't do anything with, and then you need to put them on back of. I can't speak. Back on top of the
Deck.
pile of cards that you need to pick your next cards from.
Deck.
Now, from the Prosperity expansion, we took Rebel, which is Rahvas in Finnish, and this is a quirky card. You get 3 cards.
But it doesn't really work in this game.
No, it doesn't. But yes, that's true. It's not as efficient in this game as it could be in other games.
Yeah.
Because in this game, it's easy to hone your deck into something that only has the useful cards in it.
Yeah, and then in the end, no one anymore wants those cards because they didn't use them for anything, and then, yeah.
Yeah, but with Rebel, what you can do is you can pick up 3 more cards to get more cards into your hand when it's your turn. And all the other players reveal the top 3 cards of their deck. And they remove the action cards and the coin cards or the money cards. And then put all the rest of the cards to the top of their decks.
Which means that the only things that are left are curses and points, which you do nothing with
Absolutely
in your
nothing.
hand, except if you have like
Unless you have the junk dealer, which means
Yeah.
that you can delete a card from your hand and then you have a curse
press
card.
delete.
Whee! Okay,
Anyways,
the next one.
yeah, you take that. I've got the
Yeah.
sauna and
You
hole
do?
in the lake.
So I have this one. Okay, so this is the trading point. It's from the Intrigue.
Intrigue.
In-
The trading post.
Trading post. Yes,
Trading
that's quite true.
post
It
from
says, destroy
Intrigue.
2 cards from your hand, take a silver money into your hand. Which could be useful, but
But well, if you play as the game theoretics say, and that is to always buy a silver coin with 3 money in the beginning
of the game.
of the game, which
We-
is not a good idea usually for us, because we can modify our decks quite easily, and then we can get 6 money to get a gold coin. Very much easier than getting lots of silver coins and then trying to get all of those into your hand and get a gold coin and then delete all those silver coins and then, yeah. Anyways,
And this is a hard card to pick up at the beginning of the game because it costs 5 money. So it's quite expensive.
yeah.
It wasn't as useful as I thought it would be at the beginning. I thought this might be a useful card, but there were more cards where you could hone your deck with, and that you can destroy cards from your hand that you don't need. You didn't really need to use this one, but it's a possible option if you wanted to.
Yeah. Next we have the sauna, and the stupidly in English actually the name for the second card in kind of the pile, it's the same that it's in Finnish. So instead of calling it avanto, I'm gonna call it the hole in the lake because it's just more fun. It's
But
more
this-
logical.
But this card is designed by a Finnish person.
Yeah.
And therefore, if you know that sauna comes from Finland, and if you know that the hole in the lake goes together with the sauna card, then you've learned 2 words in Finnish, which is really good.
And you can actually see, if you can see. Right
well, we
here.
can show them as
but like
we can show a picture of them.
yeah. The pictures actually join together. The pictures can be joined together.
Can you see?
Yeah, the pictures of the 2 cards join together, which is nice.
You said
So
it 3 times.
Yeah.
Now, with the sauna and the hole in the lake, the thing that Finns often do, and which we don't often do because there's
The real Finnish men.
the alpha male of the Finnish population. This is what they do. They go to the sauna and then they dip into the hole in the lake in the winter when it's freezing cold.
Yeah,
And
you
then they go
basically-
back to the sauna and then you go back into the lake and then you go back into the sauna. It's an endless thing. And they keep doing this until the day they die. So this is the alpha maleism of the Finnish population. So sauna and hole in the lake, avanto. This is how you say it, avanto.
Not
Here's how it
Abanto.
works.
Yeah, the way it works is basically if you play a sauna, you can grab 1 card and you get 1 action as well. And then you can play a hole in the lake from your hand, not into the action because that would be just stupid, but actually kind of like a side of the sauna to like another invisible action.
Which gives
and-
you 3 cards.
Yeah, which gives you 3 cards, and you can play a sauna from your hand, so you can go back to the sauna, and then you can go back to the hole in the lake, and then so on. So you can get, I mean, nearly endless saunas and holes in the lake. Piled up together, you get lots of actions and lots of cards, you have your whole entire deck in your hand, and you're happy.
Yes, that's the way to be. So
Yeah.
essentially, if you're a Finnish alpha male, it means you're happy.
Yeah.
Very good. Now, the thing about this card is that it's a promo card, so you can get it if you buy an expansion from a dealer, and then you might get a promo card for free. And this is not in any specific expansion.
Yeah, but it happened to be put into the Alchemy expansion. So when I was picking a card from the Alchemy expansion, I randomly picked out the sauna, and
Also, if
Yeah.
you've only just played the basic game of Dominion, you might not know that in some expansions there are these cards that are. There's 5 cards of one kind and 5 cards of the other kind. So if you need to buy the saunas, 5 of the saunas first, in order to reveal that the top of the deck is different and the bottom of the deck is different.
Yeah.
So when
So
you
there's
buy these
yeah.
cards, you can get. The first 5 people can get a sauna card, and only after that you can get to the hole in the lake cards. So that's one.
yeah.
It's one new thing, possible new thing for people who've only played the base game.
The microphone somehow looks really like it doesn't like see any sound.
It's because we don't go close enough to the microphone, because this microphone doesn't take too much information from the outside of the room. That's why it's a really good microphone in case you're playing the drums, like a set drum.
Drum set, and then you need to be singing.
It doesn't take too much noise from the outside, therefore it might not be the best mic
For this purpose,
But we'll try it anyway.
Let's see.
Okay.
The next card-
Why are you sitting so close?
Because I need to speak to the microphone.
Oh dear.
The next card is in Finnish called Airut, which is funny. The Herald, Hark, the Herald, Angels, sing.
Yeah.
It's from the Guilds, which is one of the new cards. And this card allows you to take 1 card and do 1 more action.
Well,
And
actually, it's from 2013, but it's new for us.
I didn't say it was. Well, maybe I did. Anyway, so you need to reveal the top card from your deck, and if it is an action card, then you need to play that. If it isn't, then you just remove that card and do nothing with it. Also, if you, at the moment when you buy this card, you can. This is part of the Guild's expansions.
Things.
Specialities that there's some cards that, like this one, that when you buy this card, you can pay the amount of money that it says on the card, which is 4 money, but it has a plus on it. So you can pay extra, and if you pay extra money, there's an extra thing that you can do when you buy this card. Only when you buy this. And for this card is that when you buy this card, you can pay extra money, and for every single money that you pay extra, you can look through the poistopakka, the cards that you've removed from your game. You can look through that and take one card. Discard pile, that's the word. You can look through your discard pile and put one card from there on top of your deck.
That's how it works.
Yes.
And next we can see the Chancellor, as every single Star Wars fan says, the Senate. But yeah, anyways, Chancellor Palpatine gives you 2 money, and you may place your deck into your discard pile, basically making you capable of shuffling it again if you know that there's stupid cards on top of the deck. Yay!
Now, there's 2 cards. One of them is called Bonfire, Kokko, and it's the other way. It's not upside up, it's kind of sideways up. So this is a different type of a card.
What are you even talking about? It's not vertical.
Laid out.
It's not vertical. It's
laid
horizontal.
out horizontally.
True.
There you go.
That's the
so
way to
Bonfire. We also picked up Tomb.
What's going on there?
So Bonfire costs 3 money, and it's an action card. And
it's not an action card. It's an event card.
It's an event card, and it allows you to destroy.
Should we explain how the event cards work, just in case?
Hold on a minute. This one specifically lets you destroy at least 2 cards.
At most.
At most 2. 2 cards from the game, from the cards that you have in front of you that you've already played.
The cards that you have played. The cards
on
that are
turn.
in play.
Yes. And then if you add...
This is going so well, this video.
Tomb to this one. This is a landmark card, which is called Tomb, this one. And it says when you destroy a card, you get 1 point. And the points are not the kind of card points that you get that ruin your deck, but give you points at the end of the game. But these are good points, and these ones.
Oh dear.
They are physical coins that don't ruin your deck, and we love them. The thing that we don't love about them is that in different expansions you get different types of point things.
You've got cool metal ones.
You get very cool metal ones that are worth 1 point or 5 coins, 5 points. And you get stupidly idiotic paper ones, or like cardboard ones.
Cardboard thingies, which are 25, 5, 2, and 1.
And these are silly. And when you have enough expansions, it means that you kind of need to mix and match these metal, cool, lovely metal ones and these stupidly idiotic paper ones. But anyways, these are good points, and you can collect them on the side of your deck. And you can count them as your points at the end of the game. Therefore, your deck is going to be nicely usable, and you don't have to pick up all these point cards that are pointless until the end of the game.
They're pointless, but they have points in them. It doesn't make any sense, but that's true.
Yes. Oh, and I forgot. We also had one other event card.
Should we now explain how the event cards and the landmark cards actually work? Basically, the landmark cards are like continuing effects. So just when you destroy a card, you get 1 point. So that's quite simple. But then the event cards, you can buy however many amounts that you want, and you don't get it to yourself as an action, but it stays on the table, and then you just say, I want to do this action, I pay 3 money, and then that's done.
So these are actions that happen at the point of your turn when you buy things. These are extra actions that you can buy, and you can only put them to action once you've bought them and you use them once, and if you want to use them again, you can do so after paying some money on your next turn.
Yeah.
So the last one that we have was the Delve Kaivanto in Finnish. This was also from the Empires.
It was a really cheap card and a really...
It costs 2 money.
And you gain a silver and an extra buy.
But it's good because it's when it's an event card, then you just stop buying it when you don't need it anymore. So it's very good. So back to the ordinary cards. We have Menagerie, Villieläintarha, which is Wild Animal Zoo in Finnish.
Why is it named like that?
I don't know. It's from Cornucopia. So essentially, it's 1 action and 1 card. But if you happen to have all different cards in your hand, then you just get 2 extra cards.
Yeah, and with me especially, like, that worked really, really well because I didn't need more than 1 card of the same kind. I did have some saunas, a little bit more saunas than only 1, and a little bit more holes in the lake than 1. But usually it just came into my hand where everything was different. I just first slap it into the table and get 3 cards in 1 action, which just is overpowered.
But then also by the end of the game, when all of us had like 4 platinums in our hands at the same time.
Yeah, and that was the only money that you would
stopped
have.
being useful. So towards the beginning and the middle of the game, this was a good card, but towards the end of the game, not so useful anymore.
Then there's a card that I used to play a lot in the first game that we played. I played this a lot. But then when we mixed this up a little bit, I changed the cards from the earlier game. I didn't anymore really use this, and that is the Pearl
Diver.
The Pearl...
There's a song about it.
The Pearl Diver from the Seaside expansion. And it's a good card in the beginning, but then once you get new cards later on, it doesn't really anymore matter. You don't really need to anymore do too much of the actions that you get from this. Basically, you get 1 card in 1 action, and then you can look at the bottommost card of your
deck.
We're not of your let's cut that out from the video.
So they know that we're not from New Zealand?
Oh no, we'll see. Anyways, you look at the bottommost card of your deck, and then you may place it on top of your deck.
One more. There's
you may put it on top of your deck or then below your deck, however you want. So yeah, it doesn't really become any more too useful when you've got your whole entire hand on your whole
entire hand on your deck.
No, you got your whole entire deck in your hand
at the same time,
at
and
the
you
same
can't
time
pick up anything
because
more.
you've had so many saunas and holes in the lake played already, so you've got everything.
Yeah,
that's how it works.
One last card before we get into what we had instead of points at the beginning. Herbalist. This is from the Alchemy expansion. It costs 2 money to buy it, and you get 1 extra. You get 1 extra buy, and you get 1 extra money. And when you remove this card from your game, from in front of you, you may place 1 money that you've had in the game on top of your deck. So say you've played a gold coin and a platinum coin, and you've bought a province card for yourself. Then you can put the platinum card back on top of your deck, so you know that you
colony. You get 10 points from a colony.
Yes, but you
get
can't
6 points
if you
from a province.
if you only have 8 money in the game.
Yeah. Anyways,
so this very good card towards the end of the game, because no other card will give you an extra buy. This is an easy game to pick up more money, and you can update your money so that it's really easy to get only platinums in your hand. Platinums are these.
you get them from...
There's money cards that are...
the expansion.
I don't know. There's coins that are... there's money that are worth 1 coin, and then there's monies that are worth 2 coins and 3 coins, and platinums are worth 5. These cost 9 money, but they're worth 5 money and they're really good.
Yeah.
At the end of this game, we all had 4 of these in our hand,
And 2 of the herbalists.
which meant that we had 3 buys.
We had 3 buys and 22 money, which takes us to the next point, the bigger point card of 10 points, costing 11 money, which is the colony. And this also comes with the prosperity expansion. And basically, what we were able to do with that 22 money and 3 buys is buy 2 of these in the same turn, so get 20 points in one turn.
Which is not bad
That's not
for
bad.
Dominion.
Yeah.
Also, at the beginning of the game, when you start a Dominion game, you usually get 7 copper coins in your hand. Copper coins in your hand, and then you get 3 point cards worth 1 point.
Estates.
Estate ones. But we.
Because we had the Dark Ages expansion and we needed to make all of the changes. Obviously, when playing the different expansions, you need to have the different things relating to those expansions. So with the Dark Ages expansion, you have these shelter cards which come instead of the estates. And
So at the beginning of the game, you get 7 money, and then 3 of these shelter cards. And they
Yeah.
are identical for each player.
yeah, and you get a hovel, which
It's a silly card.
it does nothing except that when you buy a point card, you may destroy the card from your hand. But that's
Now-
literally it.
The point with the shelter cards is that often they don't really do anything but mess up your deck. So if it's possible for you to destroy them during the game, please do. Aside from one of them,
Which is the Necropolis, which gives you 2 actions. Especially if you have this
set of cards.
setup. It's a very, very good card if you find that you have no saunas or holes in the lake in your hand. Because it gives you 2 actions. It does nothing else, but it gives you 2 actions. So you can still play 2 cards. So you're more happy if you
Yes,
don't
there's
have the saunas.
quite a few cards. There's the trading post and the haunted woods and the chancellor that don't give you any, and also the rebel that don't give you any extra actions.
And
So if
none
you
of-
only have those ones in your hand, then you can only choose to play one of them, unless you have the necropolis in your hand, and
Yeah.
then you can play 2 of them.
And especially the thing with this setup as well was that there's no card except the Necropolis, which you get in the beginning, that would give you 2 actions. Which I know it's stupid, but like, yeah. Then you have got the Overgrown Estate, which is a point card and a shelter card.
And it's
And-
worth 0 points.
Yeah.
The estate is worth 1 point, but this is overgrown, nobody's taking care of it. And it's worth 0 points. So it does nothing in your hand but make it rubbish.
But once you destroy it, you may draw a card. So, yeah. I mean, it's cool. Still. That's what the sauna actually. I forgot to say one action from the sauna. The sauna, if you play a silver when this card is in play, you may destroy a card from your hand. And the more saunas you have, the more you can also destroy those cards.
At the end of the game, you only needed to have 1 silver coin in your hand.
And
Or in your deck,
and
and
like
that
3
works.
saunas, you will be able to destroy 3 cards from your hand.
And also, if
That's
you have
nice.
3 saunas in your hand and you happen to have 2 silvers in play, it means that you get to destroy 6 cards from your hand.
And then if you would have 4 of them, you will be able to destroy 12 cards from your hand.
Yes.
That would be like, yeah.
The final thoughts, though. These are the cards that we used from the
I think
base
you
game
said
and
that
9
a year ago
nine
as well.
different expansions.
Yeah.
Final thoughts about this.
The sauna and hole in the lake. Bueno.
As a combination. I loved the bonfire where you get to destroy 2 cards, combined with the tomb, where you get the happy points, these points,
Happy points.
with each destructed card. I love that because it means that you didn't get to buy the point cards that would ruin your deck, and that would only count at the end of the game.
And yeah, and you can also turn the overgrown estate, which gives you 0 points, to 1 card and 1
1 point.
fun point.
With the tomb and the fireplace. No fireplace? No. Bonfire. That's the one. So
Yeah.
I love this game, mostly because I won the game. Woohoo!
For once.
Yes, but I did. I won the game, and it
And I
was-
nearly won the game, and I won the Nameless Debtor, which is quite an achievement for me, because I nearly never do that.
That's true.
I actually did win my first ever Dominion game with 50 points. I remember that. That was fun.
But it was easy to buy money, it was easy to buy cards, it was easy to get points, and it was an easy game altogether. And it didn't have, we didn't have to use the curse cards at all, which is nice.
Which is boring.
You think it's boring, but I think it's nice. I like playing without
Yeah.
curses, and you like playing with curses when the curses happen to other people.
Yeah.
Highly recommend this set of decks. We had Junk Dealer, Haunted Woods, Rabble, Trading Post, Sauna and Avant the Hole in the Lake, the Herald, Bonfire, Chancellor, Menagerie, Tomb, Pearl Driver, Herbalist, and the Delve, which gives us 13 cards, but 3 of them were horizontally placed so that they're the different types of actions. 10 action cards, and then 3 cards that go sideways. But hey ho,
Yeah.
try out. If you have a chance, do try out. This was a killer deck setup. We loved it. If you like this video, you can do these things. You can like the video, give it a thumbs up, and you can subscribe to the channel. We promise at least one board of the day video per year.
More
There's
than
also
every
a
once a
chance
year.
to press out the bell button these days. Get
Yeah,
a ring on your email or something when there's a new video. But lo and behold, it'll be the beginning of next year when we do
No,
this.
no.
Leave a comment down below.
What you would want to see next? Us
What kind
do.
of a board of the day you'd like to see next, or what kind of videos would you like to see? If you'd like to see more videos than once a year, please do say so below here.
And check the link in the description to also go to my channel, WhipperTube. And I'll try to post some videos down there.
It was lovely to make this video with you, and it was lovely that you happened to watch all the way to the end of this video. Thank you. I'll see you at least next year. I've been Ruby the Reindeer, and he's been WhipperTube, and this is the board of the day.